What's up YouTube, I'm Mike, and today I'm back with what is effectively week 6 of this experimental HRT / cruise that I've been running with 200 milligrams of Test E and 50 milligrams of Trenbolone E per week. I am very happy to report that things are still going phenomenally with this cruise. Like I said, we're about the 6-week mark, and not only has my strength been maintained on 50 milligrams of Tren E per week, I actually set 3 PRs or 4 PRs on 3 different days this last week. 2 on chest, 1 on shoulders. So that shit was amazing. Usually my cruises are miserable. I'm basically just trying to survive the off period so that I can get back to growing and get back to the strength that I'm accustomed to on my blasts. And so thus far, 6 weeks in, this little experiment has just gone better than I could have possibly hoped. Basically everything that is good about Tren has remained, and next to none of the negatives. The common negatives, obviously, somebody asked me in the comments one day about Tren cough. I have never ever experienced Tren cough. I think that's because I use Tren E, and from what I read, it's much more common with Tren Ace, but I have never experienced that. So no Tren cough, no night sweats, no extreme aggression, no trouble sleeping. What else? No Tren paranoia. Like basically none of the negative things that you typically hear associated with Trenbolone use have I been experiencing. Now, if I'm being totally honest, I did kind of nearly kill someone in the gym the other day. This fucking guy, I don't know, man. This guy walked into the gym that apparently follows my wife on Instagram, and he walked over to her and tried to say hi and kind of leaned in and put his hand on her back. And she told me that it happened. She told me that it made her feel uncomfortable. And at first I was just like, I was just gonna blow it off. It didn't seem like a big deal. And then it just like the shit started getting in my head, and it just was like fucking thermal runaway. I just fucking couldn't control it. And I totally fucking snapped, and I went after the guy in the gym, and I was like fucking so close to him I could have fucking kissed him. And I was just melting down on the dude, fucking screaming at him, don't ever fucking touch my wife, don't ever touch another man's wife, like fucking period. It was just one of those things that is sort of Trenbolone-esque. I mean, I didn't threaten the guy, I didn't put my hands on him. He was just like fucking totally taken off guard. There was a bunch of people around and kind of broke the shit up. So I just want to be honest, like it's not like it's been completely devoid of problems, but if I'm being totally honest also, likelihood is, Tren or no Tren, I probably would have behaved the same way. Like, I'm very protective of my wife, and I don't want anybody fucking putting their hands on her. I think that's pretty much universal amongst men. I don't think any guy really wants another guy putting his fucking hands on his wife. So, for total transparency's sake, that did happen. No problems in my marriage at all. My marriage is going better than it has ever gone. We're getting along great, lots of interpersonal communication, all the cuddling, all the lovey-dovey shit that she usually will tell you disappears when I go on Tren. So there's been none of the negatives, and I have been able to maintain an extreme amount of aggression and intensity in the gym. My strength is through the fucking roof. I'm PRing on a fucking cruise. My endurance is good, just exactly what you'd expect from a fucking steroid cycle where, you can just hit max weights on every fucking exercise for 2 hours in the gym. I have no trouble going for 2 hours. My recovery, recovery is probably the thing that I'm noticing the biggest change. Which, I mean, there should be some changes, right? Like, I went from, what was I at? Like 900 milligrams of gear down to 250 milligrams of gear. You should see some differences. The one thing that I think is the most pronounced is after my workouts, I'm really feeling my age, which sucks. At 41, guys, if you're a young man, dude, fucking enjoy your youth. I cannot emphasize that enough. Enjoy the ability to lift with shitty form and not hurt yourself, to not have constant nagging fucking joint pains and all kinds of shit. It is so easy for me to tweak a muscle at my age and not be able to lift that muscle for a week. It is incredibly frustrating. I think I'm going to try GH because I've heard that that can help to combat all of the misery of getting older. So definitely I feel like my recovery is not as good as when I'm on a full-blown blast. And then, you know, all of the negatives that come with having super high androgen levels are gone. I'm still fucking getting it down. My wife and I are having sex out of control. Like I reported in the previous video, we have never in the history of our marriage, and I have never in the history of my lifetime, had so many back-to-back 2-day sexual encounters. I mean, it's insane. It is literally 2 times a day, every fucking day around here. Obviously, we've got her hormones at play. We got we got all kinds of factors going on. I think one of the next videos I'm going to make on the channel is going to be going into her hormones. And then because the squirting video did so well, I think I'm also going to do more sex content videos coming up very soon. My wife and I have been spending a lot of time on her new Instagram page. Some of you guys followed that. I appreciate it. That's been a weird experience in and of itself. I think I'm just going to vent about that for a second here because I kind of need to get it off my chest. I put together this fucking Instagram page because I like to take sexy photos of my wife. And we started putting some of these pictures on Instagram, and god damn it, man. Like, there are some fucking freaks on the internet. Like, I knew it was going to court problems. Like, I knew there was going to be no end of dudes fucking messaging her and DMing her and fucking talking about how hot she is. But it's been fucking disgusting. And guys keep saying shit to me in the fucking DMs that is like offensive. Like, why would you say this kind of dirty, filthy shit to some guy, to the husband, like, why would you say that to a girl's husband? Finally, I fucking asked this dude, like, why the fuck would you think that I would want you to tell me this shit? And the guy just responded and was like, dude, there are so many fucking cucks on the internet, like, it's commonplace. I was fucking blown away. Like, when I'm on trend, I get up to some dirty shit. I've been thinking about making a video about all the dirty shit that I get up to on trend. The trend has never fucking made me want to be a fucking cuckold, and I damn sure don't want fucking dudes telling me about their fucking erections that they're getting from looking at my wife's fucking pictures. So god damn, man, I don't know what I thought was going to happen, but the shit is not going as planned. I guess I'm going to have to just stop looking at the comments. She doesn't interact with any of these dudes. She's not in the fucking DMs. It's all me in the DMs. But I really just wanted an outlet for my wife to express some fucking sexuality at her age. Because it's, you know, she's 40. Like, not a lot of 40-year-old women feel terribly sexy. My wife has a beautiful body, partially courtesy of Anavar. And so she's got great belly and abs and shit, and I just wanted to fucking celebrate that online. But if I can't tone down these fucking perverts, man, I'm gonna have to pull the plug on that shit, because my fucking adrenaline and aggression is way too high, and I'm just like fucking all day long snapping on people on fucking Instagram. So there's that. Throw it in the mix. Obviously the hormones are still raging pretty strong. My workouts are amazing. My sex life is amazing. My life is amazing. A lot of shit's up in the air right now. If you've been watching my previous videos, tomorrow is my last day at work. I quit my job that I've been working for 21 years, and we're going crazy. We're not even sure what the fuck we were gonna do. We were originally gonna move to Miami, and still trying to put that together, but there's a lot of moving parts to this shit. The legal problems that I've been fucking dealing with for 2 years, finally over. Finally got a good resolution to that case. So some things are starting to fucking come together, and it's gonna be time before long to jump into my next blast, which is going to be for sure, and I mean, unless I drop dead before then, which I guess is possible, Boston Lloyd just passed away. Rest in peace to Boston. We got bodybuilders dropping dead left and fucking right, guys. So be careful out there. Make sure the shit that you're taking is good. Make sure you stay on top of your biomarkers better than I have. That's another thing that I'm going to be doing soon. I keep saying it and I'm not fucking doing it. I've got to go get the biomarkers checked to see if things are recovering on this trend cycle. I've been well for long enough that hopefully my ST ALT levels will be representative of not illness, but what the trend is actually doing. So I'd like to see that data, and we'll have that coming up very shortly. So, I'm going to be doing these again like once a week. I'm fucking nervous. Like the 6-week mark, you know, like I feel like it's pretty conclusive that 50 milligrams of Tren is going to be enough to maintain me on a cruise. I think that my strength would have gone in the toilet by now, but I can't really rule it out for certain. So we're going to go until week 8 before I make any hard and fast definitive claims that 50 milligrams of Tren on the cruise is the miracle fucking drug. It is certainly feeling like that so far, so we'll see what the next 2 weeks have in store for us. Lots of new content coming up. If you do want to check out my wife's fucking Instagram, please don't be a dick. Like, I don't want to fucking look at your dick. I don't give a fuck how much of a turn on she is. Just fucking heart the shit and put some fires on it and go on to the next fucking girl on Instagram. So it's Moms Are Sexy Too on Instagram if you want to check that out. Hopefully this has been informative. Hopefully it's been entertaining. As always, I'm not your fucking doctor. Don't take Tren. Don't take steroids. Don't break the law in your country. And as always, we'll see you on the next one.